Hello summoners, welcome back to the channel, and in this video we have some more 6-star rank 3 Tigra gameplay. Again, a huge shout out to Fintech for sending this all over. We're going to start off with some Labyrinth of Legends gameplay against this Labyrinth Old Man Logan, then move on to some Realm of Legends Winter Soldier gameplay, because how can you make a video on a character without featuring a solo of that Winter Soldier? And then we have some other regular gameplay here. If you haven't checked out my last two videos, they were also on Tigra. So Tigra versus 6.2 champion solo, and also Tigra versus the collector. So I'm also going to talk about her abilities here, and also going to try to place her and draw some comparisons with other characters and where I would personally place her in the Mystic class. But I should say this, that again, this is someone else's gameplay. I still don't have her, so this is not going to be a detailed guide or something, because again, I don't want to have I would like to say that these opinions are still subject to change, because again, I don't have her and she is still a relatively new character. Now abilities wise, she isn't that complicated compared to some of the newer characters that we are getting, but she is a character that has a high skill cap, and that way I would place her pretty similar to She-Hulk actually, in the sense that they are both characters that require a skilled player. They have slightly different playstyle than your usual 5-hit combos, SP2s and stuff, and they are really rewarding characters, like if you learn to play them, and if you, especially because they're both kind of like reliant on using heavy attacks as well. Now with Tigra, you use as much heavy attacks as possible for getting those ruptures, and with She-Hulk you want to get slow on, and yeah, so they are really rewarding, but not in the same category as Ghost and Quake, and they are still almost as difficult to learn. So I mean, like, Quake I guess is the hardest character to master. Ghost I think is pretty similar to these guys, and actually, like, for me at least, using heavy attacks to counter is harder than just phasing and missing an attack and then countering. But then I have practiced Ghost a lot, and I haven't practiced a character like She-Hulk and Tigra that much. But now coming to her actual abilities, she has one of the longest SP2s in the game, and I know that's not actually her ability, but what you want to do is, again, get as many heavy attacks as possible, and then you want to dash back and launch your SP2. It will be unblockable, and as you can see, it does a really decent chunk of damage. This fight is not sped up, and 175 hits. I think we are 3 minutes into this Old Man Logan, and this fight is almost over. And as you can see, like, it's not risky gameplay if you master this character. Fintech here is still at 100%, and this fight, again, as I said, is almost over. So it's not like you are taking a risk here. You will need to learn her a bit, but even then, he just got her, I think, 3 or 4 days before. So but he is a really skilled player, so that's that. Now we're going to jump over to some Realm of Legend gameplay. Now I also wanted to point out something that I missed in yesterday's video, the 6.2 champion solo. So there we had the Black Panther synergy in play. So what you want to do there is go for SP3, and that will place a permanent rupture, and because of that synergy, like, all the unstoppable will just instantly get nullified. So that is the reason he was not getting any like, the champion was not getting unstoppable at all, and you don't have to deal with that, which is one of the hardest things about that fight. And on top of that, like, with Mystic Dispersion feeding your power, you were almost always at 2 bars of power. Just dash back, use your SP2, and you can get a really big amount of damage. Again, because her SP2 is so long, it does inflate both the hit counter and increases the time, but like it does a really solid amount. It's really hard to calculate because again the individual hits aren't doing that much, and you also need to like take into account the rupture damage and all of this different kind of damage, and it's really hard to really calculate that. But you can see by how quickly these fights are getting over. These fights have huge health pool, and again, like this heavy attack strategy, once you get used to it, it's not risky. He is finishing all these fights at 100%. Now this collector fight, if you saw yesterday's video, then you have seen this before, and you can leave this video I guess here, but it is a really cool fight, and that is why I am featuring it once again. So because one of the coolest thing that she does is this: you can hold your heavy attack and like completely kind of phase. Technically you are missing this, but I like to think it as phasing it for some reason because I like ghost, I guess. But as you can see here, like the hardest part about this fight is his special attacks, and you can completely avoid that with a character like Tigra, and it's not restricted to a 6-star rank 3 Tigra. You can do this with a rank 4 Tigra, rank 5 Tigra. Maybe you will make a mistake and die, but you can still, it still works with the special attacks. And that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Subscribe to the channel for more content and stay safe. Bye bye.